So I was watching the Mercury and the Sky game a couple of nights ago, and this is something that I have wanted to make a video about. I'm like, is there enough to make a video about this, and are people going to be enough interested? And screw it, I'm going to talk a little bit about the Mercury, who are a team that just keep finding players on the margins. They keep doing it. They find players on the margins all the effing time. And Ashton Prele is someone that, if you had asked me about her playing overseas and stuff, I was never that high. I wouldn't have been that high on Ashton Prele. Like I watched her play for the Mystics last year in preseason. She was okay. She looked okay, but she's in significantly better shape this year. That is one thing I noticed. And I thought she looked real good. And I mean real good. Like with I thought she looked really good in preseason against the Sky. But let's take a look at her highlights. She's about 6'5". If you're looking at her playing against the Chicago Sky. And she's in early in the game against Camila Cardoso here. Misses the layup, gets an offensive board and draws a foul from Camila. And watch this. 6'5". She gets it at the 3-point line. She gets it long two, reverse pivot into the three, bang. Bang. I think it's the black line. I think it's the NBA three, isn't it? The white line? She then plays a little bit of defense, gets a rebound, takes the ball off the floor. But again, she does it again. She pulls again off the reverse pivot rip three at 6'5". Like a nice pure looking jump shot. This is genuinely impressive. Pick, gets it in the mid range, jab step, hits a cutter coming through. And this is a player that I was like, okay. She has not shown too much as a WNBA player. But this is where when you can recruit on the margins and when you look for archetypes. When you look for archetypes, this is what you find. Cool. We can find a stretch big. We can find a stretch big, 6'5", not incredibly immobile, and you just never know. You genuinely just never know what a player is going to do. So obviously, Ashton Prele again out there working on a three ball. Not a bad looking, feet look a little bit wonky, but like not a bad jump shot, replicable enough. And again, shooting off reverse pivot threes, like shooting off high post. Like how many players in the WNBA are going to get it off? Like are going to be able to get the ball in this situation here and be able to like get the ball in a position where you're meant to be, handing the ball off. How many are getting it high post and immediately reverse pivoting into a 3-point shot? Like that is not an easy shot to shoot. And she goes and does it twice. Like how many players again are reverse pivoting into that shot at 6'5"? There's really not that many. Mercury have a 6'5" killer named Prele. She can shoot from anywhere. Scouts running circles around Indiana scouts. I mean, fair. Aileen was a Mercury draft pick. Yeah, I don't think Aileen is gonna make it. But like Prele is genuinely probably gonna go and make that roster. She's probably gonna go and make the roster. Obviously a player that played in Stanford. I think was she on that Stanford team that won? I think she was on that Stanford team, wasn't she? I think that was before the transfer era. So she hasn't played a WNBA game in her career. Born in 2001. She was a 3rd round pick in 2023. So in college, she played in... So she lost this to UConn in the Final Four as a junior. And in that 2020-2021 season, she had 7 points in the NCAA championship game. So by WNBA standards, she should be on GOAT trajectory. You know, she was on the she won a natty. She should be one of the GOATs, the greatest to ever play. She should be on that, you know, that GOAT trajectory. But yeah, look, it is one of those things where, like, the Mercury they just seem to be able to find these players. They just seem to be able to find these players that can just do good stuff. Like, I didn't think Kat Westbeld had the greatest stats in the world. When Kat was playing overseas, I didn't think she had the greatest stats in the world. Suddenly, Kat Westbeld comes over as a starter. Monica Cole-McCanny, yeah, I knew about Monica Cole-McCanny. She was killing it in France. But, like, some of these players, they're able to just find, the way they recruit is exceptional. Which is why I'm so scared about this team stealing Justine Passat. For people being like, oh, why wouldn't they have, if they were going to take her, why wouldn't they just take her in the draft? They did not have a pick at the by the time Passat was gone. And they also used all their picks. They're pulling a liberty. They're using all their picks on stashes, and they signed every UDFA. They signed every undrafted free agent. And suddenly you've now got a 6'5" shooter who is much more equipped to play for this team and to play in Nate Tibbetts' system, because he just wants everyone to shoot than Kalani Brown is. You don't lose much size having a 6'5" shooter out there. And you're gonna still get size. Like, this is a huge pickup. And look, I don't know if Ashton Prele is going to be good or going to be great at a lot of aspects of basketball, but this is Nate Tibbetts. It's the Nate Tibbetts system. All he needs her to do, shoot the 3 ball, play somewhat passable defense, and catch Alyssa Thomas's passes at the 3-point line in very limited, and run her ass off in limited minutes. That's pretty much what she has to do. So, I'm going to be real here. This is very, very much a player that is exactly what the Mercury are looking for. Unfortunately, the Indiana Fever currently have a rookie who is also exactly what the Mercury are looking for, which could be an interesting one. And if you don't know anything when it comes to the Mercury have basically 8 players that are dead set, and then there's a few like Kiana Williams, Ashton Prele that probably will make the team, and there's a lot of others that realistically don't have a shot at making the team, that are just kind of there to be there. And yeah, that is pretty much it, lads. That is the video. I will see you guys later.